What's up, guys? Welcome to Movie Emporium's Flashback Reviews, where we take movies from my past, maybe yours, and break them down for your enjoyment. As always, if you like what you see, remember to check out the YouTube channel, Facebook, and Twitter. Email nlapola113@gmail.com. Comment below on anything you have any comments about. So this is the second week of our Christmas review month. We took already Trading Places, and next week we're going to go on Christmas Vacation. But this week we're going to talk about one of the best Christmas movies ever made. It's called A Christmas Story, and it's directed by Bob Clark, written and narrated by Gene Shepard. It's a story about a kid played by Peter Billingsley who is obsessed with this Red Ryder BB gun. He is wishing for it for Christmas. He sends a letter to Santa. He talks to Santa. He just obsesses over it. He gives hints. He gives crazy ideas. He has visions and dream sequences. And that's what the story is about, him wanting this BB gun. But in the process, we get a period from, I think it's like a 2 or 3 week before, maybe around Thanksgiving to Christmas time frame, where he sees the Red Ryder BB gun at the Higgins in Cleveland, and he, throughout the Christmas until December 25th, he wants his gun, and his teachers are telling him that he doesn't deserve it or he shouldn't get it because he'll shoot his eye out. His parents say the same thing, and everything's against him. And then, of course, how it plays out because everybody's seen this movie, of course. But it also stars Melinda Dillon as the mother and Darren McGavin as the old man. Of course, they have no names outside of Peter Billingsley, who plays Ralphie, and his brother, who plays Randy. But overall, this movie, as we know, is a classic. It's played every year for 24 hours on TBS or TNT, one of the channels. It's a sweet, chaotic, interesting, insane movie about a kid who just wants his prized possession. And the thing I most enjoy about this movie is I enjoy its tone. It's set in I think it's set in Indiana, like on the border of Indiana and Cleveland, that type of area. And it's very close to where I grew up, which was in Ohio. And just that feel of the winter snow, just that feel of you can't wait for Christmas, seeing the stuff in the store window, seeing stuff on TV. This takes place in the 40s or 50s. And so they had to go to the store window. We see it on TV, but it's that feeling that you have as a kid, really wanting that toy that everybody else wants and maybe not getting it, maybe getting it, who knows. And that's what this movie is so special about, is just that feeling of Christmas, that feeling of holiday spirit. And yes, it's a commercialist type of movie. It's about wanting a possession of a toy, but I don't know. There's just something special about this movie. Everybody's fantastic in this movie. Everybody from the kids to the adults to the teacher to the guy playing Santa Claus, which is a really funny idea of Santa Claus lives on top of this. It's in like a Woolworths or something like that, a big store like a Sears, and he basically, to get to Santa, they have to climb up these steps to like a big snowy mountain style display, and that's really awesome. But you know, Bob Clark, who is known for stuff like Porky's and Black Christmas, this is the complete departure. Even though there's some really adult humor in this movie, just the idea of him doing a movie about a kid wanting an item is so different than anything he ever did at that point, that the fact that it came out like it did is really fantastic and really interesting to watch. And this movie hinges on Peter Billingsley's character, who was like, this was his first movie. And when a character or an actor can have to pull out this great performance in his first role, is something it blows your mind. Peter Billingsley, who went on to be kind of a big time producer with John Favreau. He also directed a couple of Retreat, but he produced, I think, Iron Man and Made and all these movies that John Favreau worked in. It was a really special character, and Peter Billingsley really brought that character out. And he's just a lot of fun because you can tell Bob Clark, he knew how to work with kids in essence and how to make that wonderment come out. Because when you have the Randy character, who is like the weird 5-year-old, 6-year-old brother who just is there in the background. He has a really funny moment with his, jacket and falling in the snow. But this is just what Americana was like. It was just a fun idea of just sitting at home with your family and enjoying what is considered Christmas and the holidays. And I say this over and over, the essence and spirit of what this movie's trying to say is your presents are good, but the holiday spirit is more important. And maybe it doesn't fully go out that way, but that's what I really feel the idea of this movie is. And it has a lot of humor in it. The old man is always cursing. So when the tire blows out, when they're in the middle of the road, and Ralphie says that word, he's like, "Oh fudge!" But you know what he's saying, and he actually says it in the movie. It's just that kind of stuff really is what sets this movie apart, what makes it really funny. And I'll go to more into the humor in Christmas Vacation when I talk about that movie. But it also just has a tenderness and a sweetness to it. You know, everything from the Ovaltine thing where he's just upset by it because everything in that, just the idea of commercialism does disappoint, to the leg lamp, to the house, to sticking your tongue on the pole. There's just a lot of heart to this movie and a lot of humor. And it's a beautiful movie to look at. The funny thing about this, also about this movie, is Darren McGavin, who plays the old man, is pitch perfect in this movie. He's just so much fun as just this angry, obsessed with the leg lamp, to the, trying to fix his furnace and trying to correct a tree problem. And then you have Melinda Dillon, who's the mother, who's just there as the person trying to keep the place in order. And, it doesn't always work and it doesn't always happen, but you know, there's so much good stuff in this. Scott Farkus, who's like the main antagonist, he's the bully of the group. He plays like he's mean, he plays like he's angry, he picks on the kids. But there's a really interesting, fun scene where Ralphie just, he's had enough and he goes off on the kid. And of course, things are said that no kid should be saying. But that scene plays out and it shows you that the kid's just really, he's just doesn't have a good home life. And that's an interesting idea to put into a kid's Christmas movie. But it's just, there's so much to this movie. There's so much heart to this movie, like I said. And it's just, it feels like a movie that everybody should watch. Not everybody is going to like it. I understand that. But it really does feel like a Christmas classic. And at the very end, after all these trials of all these tribulations, to see Ralphie finally get that BB gun, to see him finally be able to use it, to see it after all these gifts are unwrapped and he just feels that draining of momentum, and just see that gun, see the present in the corner, and to be able to use it is just, it's such a heartwarming moment that you can't help to be a little jealous that he got really what he wanted. And then it plays out dramatically and funny with the whole he shot his eye out. And to see basically how this movie plays out, how we end up in a Chinese restaurant, which is the only thing open. The Bumpus's hounds have eaten the chicken or the turkey, and this family, the only family in the restaurant. And it's like one of the most heartwarming things you've ever seen in a movie, period. I mean, they, instead of having turkey, they have duck, they have Chinese people singing to them. It's just, even though it's a little over the top, you just can tell this family just has a lot of love for each other. And when Ralphie or Gene Shepard has his narration at the end when he talks about how this is like a memorable Christmas to them and how they eat Chinese turkey, and everything just wraps up in a nice, neat little bow, and it's just a perfect ending. And it's wrapped up also with the mother and the old man, and they're just watching the snow as it falls, and it's a very nice moment. And then Gene Shepard goes into, he's Ralphie's sitting at the bed. He's done. He's asleep, and he holds the gun to his chest, and he talks about how he falls asleep shooting birds or ducks or whatever it is. But that's the type of movie we're watching. That's the fun and just all around entertaining value that Christmas Story brings. And that's why it comes down to as one of the best Christmas movies ever made. Maybe one of the best comedies ever made. I don't know. That's all up to debate. But yeah, I mean, it's a great movie. It's a great holiday movie. There's a reason they show it 24 hours a day on one day during Christmas. So, but that's it. That's going to be my take on A Christmas Story. I hope you enjoyed. As always, if you like what you see, remember to rate, subscribe, check out the YouTube channel, Facebook, Twitter, email, and then lapolo113@gmail.com. Comment below what's your favorite portion of this movie is, do you like the Red Ryder BB gun stuff? Do you like the old man stuff? You know, I kind of want to see what you guys think, but that's it. And we'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.
Soap poisoning.